Changes can be divided into two types, speaking very generally. The changes that we want to introduce into our lives and the changes that we did not expect, did not predict, and did not choose. The first group concerns the changes that we want. So the things that we decide that will be better in our lives. For example, we can say that we want to read more instead of and watch TV less. We can have the desire of introducing the change, for example, quitting smoking or having more, doing more physical activities. However, today we will speak about the second group, the changes that we were not choosing or we did not expect. Hi, my name is Sylwia, and I welcome you to Thrive in Life. The title of today's episode is Unexpected Changes: How to Cope in 3 Simple Steps. In this episode, I will take you through 3 steps that will keep you on track and will enable you to cope with the changes. I will also give you 1 tool, so something that you may find very practical and helping you to sort of organize your thoughts around the information that you're receiving. Okay, let's start then. Take a moment and think about the answer to the question, what is the only permanent thing, the thing that will not change? If you want to, you can stop the podcast on that and have a moment to think about it. I'll move forward now. The only thing that will not change is the change. If the change is something that will be with us for the rest of our lives, I encourage you to work out your mechanism that will help you to handle changes. Like I said earlier, today we're focusing on the changes that are unexpected, that are outside our control. And I think this topic is really relevant. At the same time, I would like to thank you because you gave me the idea of tackling this in this episode, of tackling this phenomenon as changes and how to react to different things that happen to us, even though we didn't plan them, even though we were not certainly agreeing with everything that we sort of have to introduce in our lives. Today I'm gonna take you through the 3 steps that help me and that I use. And I will start from, and of course that it's supported by science and different theories. However, this episode, I want to keep it very practical. So that's why we will finish it with the tool, with something simple to remember and just take into consideration. Not probably that easy to do straight away, which is okay, but something that it's quite easy to follow. Okay, let's start from step 1. The step number 1 is acceptance. And I know many of you will say, yes, but if something really sad is happening to me, then how can I accept it? Straight away, you may think about, or many people associate acceptance with being passive, with not tackling the issue, with not addressing it. However, that's not the case. Acceptance gives you understanding of the situation. This will lead you to more clarity in a given situation. Acceptance means that you understand and embrace this moment in the now. Only this moment from your whole life, we're talking about now. Only this position, this moment where you are right now. Okay, so once you accept it, you will be able to be more creative, to find solutions, to find ways around it, so that you can thrive in life. Many confuse acceptance with denial. Denial is the first reaction to changes that we don't like, the changes that are hard to accept, the changes that were not foreseen. And this is fine. So after you give yourself this permission, after you deny the change, the next constructive thing you can do, or the first constructive thing you can do, denial is first natural thing that happens, okay? But the first thing that serves you, the first step, is acceptance. And please mind that acceptance comes after the denial. What is the difference, you're gonna ask? Well, denial means you pretend something that you don't see, something that exists and affects you or will affect you. Okay? So this is the first differentiation. Whereas acceptance is getting to terms with the fact, with the current situation, with the fact that you, for example, you were fired from work, that maybe you can no longer work from the office, you need to work from your home, and this impacts the way you function. So in this context, acceptance, denial makes you paralyzed. It makes you, if you don't focus your attention on that, you will not find solutions, right? You will not be able to improve this state. However, acceptance, it gives you, it's like saying, okay, so this is what it is right now. I need to work from home. Acceptance makes you put your focus onto whatever you are in control of. Okay, so this sets the ground for you to be creative, to focus your attention on things that will serve you. It will help you choose the behavior that you desire instead of going into fear, instead of focusing on those bad things around it. It will help you to focus on making your environment, regardless of the change, better. Note: acceptance does not equal denial. Denial is just the first reaction to the change that is unexpected or unwanted. Acceptance gives you power to action. It gives you power to adapt to the current situation and choose the next steps the way that are in line with your values and with what you want in your life. The second step in coping with unexpected change is control. Here, I want you to remember two questions. What is it that I can control? And what is outside my control? It is very important to ask yourself these two questions in this given situation that you found yourself in, because it will define where you put your energy, whether you're gonna waste it on trying to control something that you do not have any impact on, or whether you're gonna focus your energy towards productive solutions, towards your benefit. So when you answer this question, what is outside my control? It may be the change of work environment, for example, sticking to that example. But in the same situation, what is it that I can control here? And the answer is you can control yourself, and you can control your environment. What do I mean saying that you can control yourself? As I told you in one of the previous podcasts about emotions, negative emotions will come, and let them visit you, because they're the messenger. So they will help you to dig deeper where you hide your fears, so that you can release them, because the fear is something that closes us. It does not lead to creative solutions. Okay. So the thing that we can control is ourselves, our reactions. Okay. And what can we do to make it easier for us to have better reactions? We can control our environment. Okay, so we will not have impact on the fact that the work environment changed and now we have to work from home. However, we have an impact on how we will arrange this work. We can control our environment in a way that it helps us to work from home. And here, let's think about the working space, whether it's nice for you, how you arrange the working area, whether it's quiet, how you can make it more quiet, how you can make it nicer. Maybe some plant will be useful here. We can also focus about to increase our focus at working from home. We can also make sure that we do not have the interferences coming from, for example, random calls, or from surfing social media. So maybe you would like to change something in your environment to help you stay on track. Maybe there is some entertainment for your kids necessary, and this is what you can also think about. Now let's look a bit wider. What other areas of the environment you can control? It's definitely how you approach your well-being, how much time you give yourself for resting, how much you sleep, in what conditions. It's also what kind of conversations you hold. Are you mostly focused on complaining, or are you focused on looking for solutions? Do you mostly spend time with people who complain, or with people who look for solutions? What are the things that distract you or that make you feel bad, that waste your time? What do you feed yourself with? Are you spending long time on scrolling down the feed of Facebook or Instagram? Or are you feeding yourself with negative, bad news every day? Think about that and ask yourself what changes within this change that you were forced into, what changes you can do. And that leads us to the third step. Note: deciding what you are in control of and what is outside your control will help you to set your focus. If you focus on the things that are outside your control and you try to fight them, you will waste energy. But if you focus on the things that you can change within this change, this will lead you to creativity and finding better solutions for you. The third step is the choice. It's of course much easier to say than to do. However, it is doable. The choice means that at this stage you already analyze your environment, you analyze what behavior is desired for you, and this is the moment where you actually accept what you decided. This is the moment where you support yourself in remembering these decisions by writing them down. So you may, in this situation of working from home, you may write down the times that you arrange for work, when you take breaks, and this is what you stick to. When it comes to this step, what's also very important is the support. So, who will keep you accountable for these decisions? It may be a friend, it may be some group where you joined of people like-minded, or I should say like-hearted, because let's remember we're all different, but this makes us stronger, right? So you want to surround yourself or report to people who are not judgmental, who will keep you motivated to follow your decisions. This step is acceptance of you. This step, it means the choice means that you accept that some people may disagree. This step means that you give yourself a permission to be you and be empowered over your decisions. Note: making choice means that you accepted the situation. It means that you checked what you can control and what is outside your control, and you decided on the way forward. Making choice means that you embrace yourself, that you give yourself permission to make decisions, and that you are empowered over your life. This means you are in charge. It all sounds very logical and simple. However, to make it easier for you to imply in your life, I want to share with you this tool that I also use. Case tool. Imagine that the unexpected change that happened in your life is a new case, life case that you just received. And you need to work on that. There are 3 steps you need to do, which is open the case, collect the information, then make the case pending. So this is when you do the research and look for the best options and ways forward. And then the closure. What's been decided? What plan are you closing this case with? So take a pen and paper and let's go through this process. I advise you to write it down because this is how you can feel that you accomplish certain steps and move forward without overthinking, without overanalyzing, with a plan, but also respecting that each step has its length. Okay, so without speeding things up, when unexpected change comes, we open this case. Write down the facts, what happened. Try to be as objective as possible and write down what you're feeling. Remember from the previous podcast, right? Your emotions, your feelings give you the information on what else needs to be healed in you. What else you want to focus on, to address, okay? To change. Maybe there is some limiting belief that you would better change for your own sake and the sake of your future. Embrace the feelings, okay? This is what you need to show the respect and to accept, and this is very important, to show the acceptance to your current situation. Because it is what it is. It's a reflection of what you're carrying inside. Once you talk to yourself about why you feel sad, anxious, hopeless, insecure, and once you identify this state, feel it. Be in this, feel it completely, and write down your observations. Once you give yourself some time for this, and I wouldn't like to give you time frames because it's very individual. However, let's say a week for those who need to have some time orientation. Focus on the facts, what happened, and how you feel about it. Give yourself space for accepting the emotions. Do not judge yourself, okay? Once this is done, move on to the next step. The case is now pending. Okay, what is in your control? What is outside your control? What can I do in this situation to make progress, to live better, to live more content life, to do what I like to do more, to meet who I like to meet most? This is the stage when you analyze yourself. This is the stage you can also ask for support of a coach, of a therapist, of a doctor, depending on who you currently need. By the doctor, I mean psychologist or psychiatrist. Get the help, okay? Nothing wrong with you. You were just surprised with some event from your life, and now you're looking for the best way forward. And asking somebody with experience of working with people, it's a wise thing to do if this is what you want or need. Now, as you've done that, as you've seen all the opportunities you can take, because here in the second step you thought about your strengths, you thought about your things you would like to improve, starting from skills and ending at self-esteem. Step 3 is when you made a decision. Step 3 is accepting the plan that you decided to take forward. It is an important stage and step, because here is when you show your subconscious mind that you are in power, you are in charge of your life. You are still open to life, and you still remember there are things that are outside your control, but your approach to things will not change if you don't allow it. So the step 3 folder, case closed, it's when you have the plan that you are now implementing from now on. Like I said, it's good to write it down, because you can always, when you have these moments of, and you most probably will have them, of going back to the fears, and again, you would like to start overthinking, but the notes will already show you that you've been there. You've done that. Now, step by step, even if the steps are little, move forward. And if it happens that you go to the back, you only dance cha-cha, okay? This is it. So, again, when you receive the information, when you have the unexpected change, you treat it as a case. Say you received the information that you were fired. Okay, let's open the case. This is when we collect facts. So, in a month, I'm unemployed. I will not have the job anymore. The feelings that it brings. I'm scared of the future now, for example. Why am I scared of the future? Because I dig deeper and I go to this answer that I think I am only good in doing this one thing that I've been doing for the last many years. And this is it. So you get to the core of your feelings, why you felt this. Probably there will be more feelings. But dig deeper, and once you don't have, nothing else comes to your mind, this is when you close this step. You move on to case pending. Okay, now that I don't have this job anymore, first of all, is it something that I loved doing? Do I still want to continue? Or maybe there is something else. Maybe there is some other opportunities for me here, because I can, for example, work on the passion. I can connect my passion and work in whatever form you can think of. Okay, so here you just think about what else can be of help for you now. If I want to change my profession, for example, this is the great time that I can start the new course. So maybe that should go on my plan too. This is the time when you see yourself most genuinely. Okay, this is when you give yourself permission to go outside your old way of thinking. So here you can also talk to some experts or to talk to people who already have this job that you would like to pursue. Maybe you would like to find some people who will give you either motivation or information or both. So this is the time when I want to see if I want to develop new skills or if I want to, what kind of job I want to pursue. I also, like I said, I'm looking for the environment that can support me. Deciding what is best for me right now. Maybe I'm gonna join some group that meets online. Maybe I'm gonna see some friends more regularly who do what I do or who are inspiring to me. Once you have all these ideas, okay, you close this stage. So the case is no longer pending. It's now you're working on the closure. The closure is writing down your plan for the future. And I mean here even the smallest steps that you can take right now. Write it down, because in the moment of doubts that may appear, this is something you want to keep handy and to have a look. Case 2, in a nutshell. When unexpected changes come, you open the case, which means you accept the information and you identify the emotions and you check where they lead you. This is when you ask yourself, what do I feel? And why do I feel that? Then you move on to the next chapter, which is case pending. Analyze the information you received. Focus on the things that you can control and do not give your attention to things that are outside your control. Speak to people who can inspire you, speak to the professionalists who can support you, and bring onto the table as many options of moving forward as possible. And then move on to the closure of the case. This is when you decide on the plan forward. This is when you actually have the points that you will take, and this is something you will look at whenever you are approached by doubt or insecurity. This is an important step because it gives you empowerment over your life. It shows that you make the decisions and you're accountable. I hope that now you'll be able to handle the unexpected changes more effectively by following these 3 steps, which is acceptance, control, and choice. And I hope you'll find the case tool helpful. I hope that you'll be able to open the case, move it to pending, and once the research and decision has been done, you can close it and just stick to that. Thank you for your attention, and thank you for the feedback that you give me after each episode. I do appreciate it. If you like this episode, and if you feel chemistry with me, you may want to share this podcast with the people that you care about, or you may want to contact me to give me feedback. I also invite you to private sessions, private coaching sessions, if you feel that some extra individual help is what you need at this stage of your life. Thank you.